Episode 3337, How Do You Raise Compassionate Children in a Self-Centered World?
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for Friday. It's Confessions of an Upset Mama. Oh, yes, it is. And we get to talk about something that's very serious. How kind are you? Are you teaching your children kindness? Well, how do you raise compassionate children in a self-centered world? For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, there is a lot going on at createyournow.com. If you haven't been there, we are doing some shuffling, and sometimes our links aren't working right because we're doing some shuffling. So I appreciate you extending the grace and being patient, but definitely check us out, because when you head on over there, if you haven't, maybe you listen to all of the podcast episodes from createyournow.com. Fabulous. We're going to be adding in all of our TV show episodes there. You'll be able to search for them. It's exciting. You'll be able to see all the recommendations. We have book features, and that is exciting. And then we're also creating something brand spanking new. One is recipes. Do you like to cook? Do you like food? Okay, well, why not share some recipes too? So I'm going to be sharing those along with we're going to be able to connect in a very unique manner, and you don't ever have to leave createyournow.com. You don't have to worry about your privacy. That's a little tease. We'll leave it there. But hopefully in the next week or so, definitely by the end of March of 2024, yes, we are going to have that up and running. And that means we're shutting down a lot of other things, which is good, because that means I get to focus on one area, and that one area, my friend, is you. And so as we look at really what's going on in the world today. I just spent some time with my daughter's in-laws. I believe I shared with you they were in a horrific accident. This coming Saturday, tomorrow, makes it 8 weeks. And finally, both of them are out of the hospital. Now, there's still a long road ahead. There's still a lot of rehabilitation, but praise the Lord, it truly is a miracle. And we appreciate your prayers and everything that you guys have just reached out. Thank you for being a part of our extended family. It's not easy, going through things in life when you feel like the world is always against you. And in a society that often values individualism and self-interest, it can be challenging for us parents, right, to raise children who exhibit kindness and empathy toward others. How do you raise compassionate children in a self-centered world? Because as you know, as I know, we've got to instill these values early on and actively nurture them as our children grow. Now, one of the things I look at, in raising 5 kiddos, and now I'm having influence in my grandchildren's lives. We have 2, a little boy and a little girl. And it's exciting to watch them grow. And I enjoyed watching my own children grow. The cool thing is watching your grandchildren grow, you just see it in a different light. And you can be more specific. Why? Well, hopefully you have more wisdom, more experience. Now, I can't say I didn't have wisdom when I was young. I was raised by an incredible mama, and she gave me a lot of my wisdom and experience way before I had children. And so I did go into parenting with my eyes wide open, but that doesn't mean I was the perfect parent. I still had to learn things, and I had to learn things unique for each child, because what works for one child doesn't work for another child. And we've got to really begin to look at our children in that manner so we can raise them up to be incredible people to impact the world that they touch. Because there's a huge world out there. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want my kiddos coming back and living in the basement. Not that I have a basement now because we're down south. You don't have basements basically down south. Unless if you're blessed with the idea that you can have a walkout and you build into a hill. Then you can have kind of a basement. But really, we don't have basements. And so I guess I would be living on, I don't know, the first floor. They probably wouldn't even want me there either. But as you think about how you go about your everyday, I want you to think about kindness specifically. Because just as I was driving home the other day, coming back from my daughters and son-in-laws, as I was driving back, I could just see people's frustration based on their driving behaviors. I wasn't even in the car with them listening to what they were listening to with music or listening on their phone, and what they were saying to whoever they were talking to. But I could tell by how they would speed up, slow down. And you're like, wow, Christine, you're just weird. Yeah, I probably am. But it just tells you that, unfortunately, we are living in this world that is just centered around ourselves. And I know at times I can be selfish. Like yesterday, I was exhausted and I needed a nap. So I took one. That was being selfish. Did I have about 5,000 other things to do? Oh, yes, I did. But did I do them? No, I didn't, because I knew that my health mattered. And me taking a 30, 45-minute nap, I don't even know. I think it was actually more like an hour and a half by the time. But in my mind, when I started the nap, was like, I'll just lay down for like 30 minutes. And it was more like an hour 20 or whatever. That was kind. It was kind to myself. But we forget that we've got to teach kindness. And kindness goes beyond manners. Yes, ma'am, thank you, excuse me. Those are all great. But kindness involves fostering this genuine concern for others, a willingness to help and support those in need. It's doing what the average person wouldn't do, going above and beyond. I have a great friend and mentor, coach, you name it, he's it. I mean, he's just an incredible man. And I am very blessed to have him as my friend. But his goal this year, now listen to this, his goal this year is to give away $100 every day. Do the math. There's 366 days in this year, right, for 2024, because it's a leap year, so we add one more day. I know, caught you there, right? Math on a Friday, oh, not so good. But he is including his kiddos in this whole giveaway so that they understand the message of kindness. And he's not planning it out. It's random. And if he misses a day, or if he feels like he needs to give more, then he gives himself that latitude of saying, okay, well, maybe I want to give $200 or $300 and I just won't give over the next 2 days because I just know that's what I'm supposed to do. My friend, you can impact the world you touch in a manner that is respectful and kind regardless of who stands in front of you. How cool would it be to be that guy or gal who gives away $100 every day? And maybe you're thinking, I would, but I don't have the money. Great. But you can give something that's equal to $100 every day. And that's in kindness. Service with a smile. Boy, wouldn't that be nice, right? I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, that would be nice. Have you ever been on a customer service phone call recently? Yeah, most of them, either you can't understand them or by the time you're done with the conversation, you're like, did they really even help me? I think I had to answer all the questions and they still didn't help me. And then you're like, I have to be kind, but they're being rude. Yeah, I know. I get it. But take a deep breath. I want to ask you this. What are you doing to teach your child kindness? Are you showing them with your own actions? Are you being kind toward them? Or are you mean and fussy with people most of the time, even to them? It's interesting how our kids can gauge our own temperature, our barometer. And sometimes it's like, oh, we're hot. And sometimes like, oh, we're so cold. Are you more hot or are you more cold? Or maybe you're just right. Well, it's important, my friend, to examine ourselves before we attempt to instill behaviors in others, especially our children. So as you consider how you want your child to act, be sure to consider how you act. And that's hard. It's not fun, but it is worth looking into. Yeah, it's called your reflection. You can, though, teach an old dog new tricks. Woof, woof. And we're going to do it this Friday. Yay. So start from the beginning. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Start from the beginning. Too often we lead with the idea that we have to do what we have been doing. We get stuck in our ways and continue down the same path. I was out walking with my tree guy yesterday. It's that time, that season, and we need to trim some of our trees. We have lots of them, and unfortunately, we're going to lose some. But for your tree to grow, you have to prune it from the bottom up. That's caring for it from the foundation. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity. 'Tis a season to prune and build a strong foundation for your child to serve in their unique capacity, right? When you are teaching them kindness, when you are teaching them how to act towards others, opening the door for someone, I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I hold doors open for guys, right? I hold doors open for girls. I hold doors open. If I can serve somebody in that manner, great. I serve people with a smile on my face. Oh, wait, hold on. I serve people with a question. How can you teach your child how to serve and be kind? Number one, imitate what you want to see. Children learn through observation and imitation. By modeling acts of kindness and compassion in our own behavior, you then get to set a powerful example for your children to follow. Whether it's helping a neighbor in need or volunteering in the community or simply showing empathy towards others, your actions speak louder than words. Children are like sponges. They absorb the world around them. Are you giving them that opportunity to absorb the right thing? Because that's really what we need to do. And that right thing needs to be embodying the values of kindness and compassion. And we need to teach our children to do the same. So imitate what you want to see. Number two, teach your child to ask, how are you feeling? And I know it kind of sounds strange, but it's hard to understand empathy, right? And to teach empathy. But empathy is at the core of kindness. And parents can nurture empathy in their children by encouraging them to consider the feelings and perspectives of others, which means you got to ask them, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? It is so adorable when my little grandson comes up to me and says, how are you, Grandma? And I'm just like, oh, if you really understood what that meant. It's not, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy, which we all love to do. Or we go into our other rant because, well, we just think we have to. But how are you feeling? What are those feelings? And when you teach your child to ask that simple question, what is it doing? It puts the person that they're speaking to in the driver's seat for just a moment, and their heart gets to be seen. That, my friend, is kindness. Children will develop a stronger sense of empathy towards others when they begin to understand other people. In order to understand other people, you got to ask them how they're doing. The research by University of Wisconsin-Madison found that children who have been raised to be empathetic are more likely to engage in pro-social behaviors, such as sharing, helping, and cooperating with others. So cultivating empathy, right, in children is a key ingredient in shaping their kindness towards others. Are you willing to do that? Are you doing that? All you have to do is start with that one question. How are you feeling? And then finally, number three, I love this one. Create a gratitude jar. Gratitude and generosity, they're essential to kindness. Parents, yes, we can cultivate these qualities in our children by practicing gratitude rituals like keeping a gratitude jar or journal for expressing thanks for acts of kindness. Now, what is great about this is that you can have a gratitude jar that has both what the child has done well and what has been done well to the child. And so then you can, when you put one in, take one out. Of course, take one out before you put it in so you don't draw the one you just put in. But it's a great way as a reminder. It's that memory. Muscle, right, has memory. And when you continually refresh that gratitude sense within your child, what do you think happens? Kindness blossoms. Parenting author L.R. Nost says, it's not our job to toughen our children up to face a cruel and heartless world. It's our job to raise children who will make the world a little less cruel and heartless. When I read that, I was like, man, if we could all take that to heart. When we instill values of gratitude and generosity, we as parents then are empowering our children to make a positive impact in the world around them. Raising kind children in a self-centered world, Mom, requires intentionality. Dad, it requires consistency. And come on, family, a dedication to nurturing qualities of empathy, compassion, and generosity. And when you implement these strategies, you then help them build this culture of kindness in the home. And when that happens, we as parents then get to have that honor of equipping our children with the tools they need to navigate the complexities of this world. And our world is complex. And a lot of it, it's a chaotic, complex world. But it can be a world filled with empathy and grace. And it starts with you, Mom. It starts with you, Dad. Start from the beginning. You can raise compassionate children in a self-centered world. Your world and how they go out and touch and change the world as they grow up can be absolutely extraordinary. But you got to start with the ordinary, and that's kindness. Kindness begins at home, but its ripple effect can change the world. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.